This is a DRZ 400 rim on an RM250 hub. There's the stamping. There are a few problems with it, namely some spokes, there's one, were too long and I had to grind them off. There you go. And there should be one other. Is that it? Yeah. And the offset is not quite right. It's marginal. Could probably get away with it. I'm gonna pull it out a bit. That's the original one. Wheel. Still keeping that. That's a 19. That's an 18. So what I'm doing is slowly going round, starting there, taking, tightening by quarter of a turn the brake side, and loosening off by quarter of a turn the sprocket side all the way around to pull it to the right slightly. Doesn't need much. I'm just going to go bit by bit. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4 in between. Not bad for eyeballing it. I'm using that. Very hard. Excellent for scraping aluminium, well, and steel. But perfect for cleaning up that edge and the internal surface. That's the not very sticky rim tape put on. So it says to use Armour All tyre dressing. I don't have that. I have silicone spray. It's fine for rubber. That's what I use. Yeah, probably shouldn't have put that on my grips. Top tip, do not use this stuff anywhere near spray paint. It completely ruins the paint when it's trying to dry. It just creates spots all over, and well, you'll have to start again. There it is. Wasn't the most difficult thing, wasn't the easiest thing either, but what was the hardest bit? Well, just the typical tyre stuff, getting the last bit of the bead on the final side, so I can't blame the Tubliss for that. It seems to be holding air. Pumped up the inner to 110, the outer to 18. I'm going to leave it like that, see what happens by tomorrow, and go from there. Okay, so it's been almost 24 hours and it appears to have held air. Oh, that's the inner, so about 110-ish if I don't let it all out. That's kind of difficult. Okay, that's the... oh no, that's the outer. So I pumped up to 18 last night, 16 and a half. That's probably about right because I keep losing out each time. Connect it up and disconnect. Check the inner. This one should be about, this is difficult, 110. Wow, that's what I pumped up to before I let some out. Disconnecting the hose. Yeah. Oh shit, something like that. Yeah, I've let loads out. But that was because of me. Yeah, so all good. So I have taken the sprocket off the old wheel and I have moved it onto the new one. As you can see, it's very worn out and they're hooked over. And the reason for doing that is because I have a race this Sunday and it's going to be very wet and muddy and I don't want to immediately trash a brand new set of sprockets and a chain. That one looks a lot better. And that hammered out thing. There's not much left there. But it should last, I don't know, 3 hours. Whatever the race is. And look how, yeah, knackered that chain is. And although that rotor is pretty new, I won't be using it. I'll be trying out this, I don't know, this cheapy, what make is it? Arashi. It was some eBay special, the cheapest thing I could find. I think it was about 25 quid. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't bend at the first knock. I wanted to get another one of those because it seems to be doing a good enough job, but I couldn't find it and it was pretty cheap. So we'll see how this goes. Tying up to the German torque standard of Guten tight. Right, the new wheel, tyre and Tubliss is on. The rotor's on. Sprocket, well, old sprocket. Looks a bit odd, but that's not going to matter once there's a bit of mud on it. Could put the supplied stickers on the rim. But then everybody will know my secret. That'll do. Bit overkill to put it on both sides. Okay, so I've let the air out of the rear. Also made sure the inner shoe is at 110 and the outer is now at 2.5 psi, or at least that's what that thinks. Let's see about that. Not really sure how this tyre performs at low pressure, because I don't really know how stiff the sidewall is. But yeah, it's quite wobbly. And let's sit on it. So, you might have just seen me have some problems with the bike getting stuck in gear. I think for the last time I was out on this bike, I had gear shifting problems. With phantom or false neutrals. Namely going up from second, and then it would magically go up into fourth sometimes, or second into neutral, and then suddenly jump into fourth. Just now, it changed into gear, and then it got stuck. Well, I found the reason why. Just quickly whipped it apart, didn't take long. This screw and that screw, despite me putting copious amounts of blue thread lock with clean threads, they had come loose, and I'll have to back it out again. This one had come out a fair bit. There was no chance of it coming loose completely, but what happened was, if I change gear, it would change down, and then the screw would stop it. Oh, well, it's doing it now. It would change down, and then it wouldn't go back up because it was catching on that screw there. And this is the Loctite I've used, if it'll focus for me. Loctite 243, which is oil resistant. Cleaned the threads with this stuff, which is probably the best brake cleaner I've tried. Internally, and also on the screw threads. And I've used more thread lock than I almost usually do. I'm not a believer of more is better, but and you can only get these screws so tight without munching them or camming them out. So why the hell they use Phillips screws, I don't know. Now, to get rid of this nasty ass oil, that's after I've put it back together, because if I try and change the oil now, it'll go everywhere. Oh, better check that one, because that's come out before. Thought I'd better check before I button it all up that it does actually work. Okay, so I've actually been playing with it and it's fine. So I should be in first. Yep, we're in gear. That should be neutral. Yep. Second, hopefully I won't get sprayed when I come down gears. Third. I have to actually fourth. You have to kind of, yeah, we found a neutral. That's fourth. Oh no, that was fifth. Fuck's sake. Okay, fifth, fourth. You have to do this because the dog's Dogs? Yeah, aren't quite mine. Oh, fuck's sake. Third. That should be second. That should be first. Yep, that's first. And then half a click up, neutral. Yep. 90 newton meters, clutch hub. That'll do. Keep that tool. Brass drift. Get these started by finger because these clutch hubs are made of cheese, so you gotta be very careful with them, and you don't want to torque them too much either. They don't need much torque, and they don't need thread lock because they're under spring tension. There's already oil on here, but I'm going to put a bit of grease just to protect the seal. I'm going to put it on the counter shaft, kick, start shaft. That'll do. Oh. I forgot to put that in. It sits on that. Focus. And also that, so it separates the pressure plate from the push rod, the clutch push rod, which allows the friction plate and the steel plates to separate, and allows you to change gear. Please don't and there we go. Okay, top of the radiator. No new leaks, apart from that first one. Yeah. gears back. We are likely to be flooded. Fuel. Usually out there you just get loads of wheel spin, but it just hooks, and a lot of that's probably the tyre, but compared to that hunk of junk, because it's steep gravel out there, usually you just get a load of wheel spin and dig, but that just, I don't know, it just bites. Forgot to video what was on the magnetic sump plug. There was a little bit of fur, which is unsurprising. It was probably from that screw and back of that shifting, ratcheting plate. I don't know what it's called. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to use. It's, I think it's the cheapest JSO MA2 1040 motorbike oil. Well, that's what the MA2 is. I can't tell the difference between oils. No, actually, tell a lie. I used Smith & Allen stuff, and that stuff seemed to die? I don't know. The clutch feel seemed to change pretty quickly. This stuff, I've had it in for quite a long time, and it seems to stay the same from new. And for two-stroke oil, that's all my waste oil. Yeah. That was the Smith & Allen stuff. It stinks of rotten banana. Oh. It doesn't say JSO MA2. Which might be the reason why I didn't like it. Huh. That is the two-stroke oil I use. It's the cheapest, fully synthetic JSO FD oil I can find. I think it's 5 litres for £21. You buy any of the name brand stuff, it's 1 litre for about £14. And I don't know how much, I think it's about 1.5 litres left. I bought this a long time ago. It goes a long way.